Hi you guys, I am Dr. Ross. Hopefully all you guys are followers, or if you're new to my channel, welcome. It's been a minute since I have posted on YouTube, but for anyone who follows me on Instagram and TikTok, you know that I'm expecting a baby girl in February of 2024, which I'm excited about. And because I'm about to be a soon-to-be mommy, this is my first child, I wanted to share some of my non-negotiables when it comes to my newborn. Perspective as a pediatrician and just mixed with me being a soon-to-be mom. So some are science-based, some aren't, some are just, this is my non-negotiable based upon experiences that I've seen other friends and family and their patients have shared with me, that for me, I'm like, this ain't gonna happen. So tune in. Again, some are science-based, some aren't, but really truthfully, it's just what I want to have for my daughter and my non-negotiables. So take them, leave them, it's whatever you choose. So my number one non-negotiable that includes family members, loved ones, friends, is no one is allowed to kiss my baby on her lips except for me and her father. This one is like cutthroat. No one gets excused. If anyone actually disrespects that role, they probably will not see her for a long time. And that's because I've seen numerous kids unfortunately have HSV1, aka cold sores, at a very young age. And this is a lifelong disease that they have to have for the rest of their life. For what? Someone else is negligent. So no one gets to be able to kiss my baby who is not me or her father. It's just a non-negotiable. I don't want my baby to have to walk around with cold sores at 1 and 2 years of age because a grandparent had a cold sore and thought it was cute to still kiss them. If someone actually does disrespect that rule, they probably will not see my child for a very, very long time. And I'm being serious. Like, I'm not playing. For real, like the Philly in me might come out. Might have to put my hands on somebody because it's just a no-go. So my second non-negotiable is that if anyone is sick, you are not allowed around my baby, especially during the newborn phase. Her body is still building up antibodies. She's new, and I'm not going to expose her to unnecessary infections because of other people's negligence. So I don't care if it's allergies, a chronic cough, whatever it is, you're going to have to get that together before you actually see my baby girl, because you will not be around her at all. Like, and I don't care if that's my mama, his mama, my daddy, his daddy. You won't be around her. I do not care. You will not get my baby sick because you sick. It's not going to happen. We're going to let her enjoy being a newborn and enjoy her first year of having minimum infections. So yeah, you ain't allowed around her. My third non-negotiable rule is that, and people might be like, really, this is weird, but it's my third non-negotiable that I've already told to like anybody who wants to help us, especially during the newborn phase, like my mom. They have to get the flu and their Tdap vaccine. So in my experience as a pediatrician, influenza and A pertussis, which is the AP part of Tdap, can cause really serious infection in children that can lead up to hospitalization. So because of that, I'm now allowing anyone to be around my newborn who doesn't want to get the influenza or Tdap vaccine. I am absolutely okay with anyone choosing what they want to choose. If someone doesn't want to get the vaccine, that is A-okay with me. You just won't see my daughter until she's like 4 to 6 months until she can get her vaccines. And that's just the way it is. I'm not wavering on anyone. I'm not knocking them on their choice. You just won't get to see my daughter. You can see her on FaceTime or you can see her on my Instagram. It's those two options, outside of the third option of getting the vaccine. That's just the way it is. I don't think it's fair that my child have to be hospitalized or have to go through an infection that could have been prevented, nor do I think it's fair to me and her father to have to be taking care of her, possibly in a hospital with her, when it could be prevented. So either people get on board with it or they don't get to see my newborn baby. It's that easy. And it's, again, my non-negotiable, and I'm not wavering on it. So my fourth non-negotiable is you must wash your hands with soap and water before you touch my baby. And no, hand sanitizers is not going to do for me. I want you to scrub in, okay? I need you to scrub like you a surgeon before you touch my baby. So I feel like we're always outside, we're touching things, we're unaware of the germs that we carry on our hands. And so for me, it is that you have to be clean to touch her. And honestly, she's new, or her body is really new. She doesn't have that many antibodies, even if I'm going to breastfeed her, and I just don't want to expose her to unnecessary germs or get her sick. Even one thing that like me and her father we're going to do prior to like picking her up after coming back from work is we're going to take off our scrubs and take a shower. It's just respectful to her. Like, we shouldn't expose her to things that we get exposed to at work because it's unfair. Anyways, I don't know if you know this, but like, I'm a pediatrician. Her daddy's an internal medicine doctor. So yeah, we both exposed to a lot of people. And then I work at an urgent care, so I'm always around sick babies or kids. Her dad works at a hospital, so he's always around sick adults. So it's just not fair because of our careers to expose her to things. So we were definitely going to do our part to make sure that we take a shower and we take off our scrubs before handling her. It's easy. It might be 5 or 10 minute delay from us getting home to be able to handle her, but the reality is that 5 or 10 minute delay of handling and kissing on her is so worth it to keep her healthy. So my fifth non-negotiable is kind of my preference, really, but is that if my child is sleeping, I'm not going to wake her up for that people can see her and hold her. I'm not. If she's comfortable, she's sleeping, we're going to let her be. You either can stick around our house or you can go somewhere and come back when she wakes up, but I'm not going to wake her up to accommodate anyone. And I don't care if they're from out of town and they're only here for like an hour before they leave, whatever it is, I do not care. She's going to get her sleep, and it's important. And per the AAP, babies normally need about 18 hours of sleep, especially newborns. And so I'm going to allow her to get her 18 hours her first few months because that's what she needs to develop. And so I'm not going to accommodate waking up my child for anyone else. So I guess my sixth non-negotiable kind of goes with the fifth one, and that is just that if me or her dad is holding her, or even someone else is holding her and she's comfortable, I'm not going to adjust her to give her to someone else and she's uncomfortable. If we choose to give her to you and she starts to cry, we're going to take her back. My number one priority as her mother is to make sure she's comfortable. And if she's crying and she's uncomfortable, I don't care if you waited months to see her. My priority is to put her first. So I will take her back. And when she feels comfortable around you and she wants to go to you, then we'll let her go to you. If every time we've tried more than a couple times and she still cries, then you're just going to see her in our arms or in her bassinet or in her playpen. You just won't have the luxury of holding her, and that's okay. But I'm not going to allow my child to cry and be uncomfortable to cater to someone else's needs. It's just not my priority. My priority is her as her mother, and that's what I'm supposed to do. So she's uncomfortable, she cries when she's in your arms, be prepared that I will take my daughter back. It's non-negotiable. I'm not going to let my daughter cry or be uncomfortable so that another adult can feel like, oh, I want to hold her. Okay, and pop out your own kid possibly, because if she doesn't want to go to you, she's not going to you. All right, you guys, those are my 6 non-negotiables. Again, some are science-based, some are just my personal opinions or things that I just feel like after seeing friends and family members' experiences that I'm going to implement in my daughter's life. Again, I don't think there's a right or wrong way of how you parent your child, as long as you're catering to their needs and putting them first. I think that's the most important thing, and protecting them. So you can take what I said or you can leave it. It is all up to you. I am not offended, because at the end of the day, it's just whatever goes in my household goes, and whatever I want to do for my child is whatever I choose to do. We're just supposed to be, as parents, to just protect, provide, and to just make sure that they grow up to be healthy, strong children to adults. And so that's my goal. I hope you guys click the subscribe button, and I plan on doing definitely more videos this year, especially about childcare and certain illnesses and how to like nurture and care for a baby, especially when she comes, so I can actually practice on a little baby for you guys and show y'all. But please definitely leave comments on other things that you implemented for your child, or things that you choose to implement for your child when they come. I love to hear all the feedback, and as well as your guys' non-negotiables. Thank you for tuning in. Bye.